everybody, thanks for stopping by my channel again. Today is part 3 of the Monster High Ghoulia series, the zombie series. And as you can see, I have added some pan pastel highlights and primed the doll's decay. Well, the reason for that is because I recorded the whole process and did not press record. So I took it all off and we are starting fresh with some pan pastels and an elf brush, which you can find a plethora of in many sizes at the Dollar Tree. Right now I am going over the decay portions of the face, just gently sweeping over it just to highlight and prep it for when I do the overall repaint in the next video. Just highlight it, don't pack it in there, just highlight it, brush around, smooth and blend. I was really not a happy camper when I thought, I finished, let's review, and there was no video. There was no more video. It never happened. I thought I did, maybe deleted it, but it never happened. Now I'm taking an elf brush after highlighting her face, and it's preloaded with yellow and green soft pan pastels, and it gives her that undead, I'm not feeling too well kind of look to her skin. Just what a zombie girl needs to have. I like to use brighter colors on my zombies instead of just that dead meat look or the darker colors or too vivid of a green. I really like to add splashes of color. It just reminds me of when I watched Star Trek. They really utilized color schemes, and it just made a world of difference. I was fascinated with the backgrounds, the color schemes that they used, and I've really carried that over into my art. Right now I am doing her wound line in yellow, and it's going to kind of just add this pop and underlay for what I'm going to be doing with the acrylics tomorrow. I like to do a push and pull down or pull up effect. It gives a really unique look to a zombie or vampire or any weird or unique doll. It just gives this look about it. And you really have to, there's the push pull right there. It just gives it just this oomph that I really like. Now I'm going to reapply some of what I wiped off. I'm still unhappy about that, but I'm learning. I'm actually getting a new microphone soon, so the quality will be better in the next video. Every video will get better, I promise. But hopefully you're learning something about making zombies, if that's your thing. It certainly is my thing. I absolutely love to make zombies and creepy dolls, but zombies really do it for me because just the attention to detail it takes, and you can get really creative as long as you go in layers. If you just blunk it on there and really don't know your color schemes, then it can turn out just clunky, chunky, funky. I'm taking my smudge stick and adding some violet in here, just for that living dead look, as if, you know, well, she is dead, but she's living dead, and her blood is accumulating in spots, and that's what I want to showcase with the smudge stick. And then I'm blending it out. And then I add some more yellow. I use a lot of yellow. I don't use a lot of white because it tends to make everything gray and muddled. Yellow always helps. And it just gives an attention to detail and a pop. Sorry, I need to clear right now. Tickle in my throat. And any tickle in the throat just kind of freaks me out. I don't know about you guys. If I hear anybody coughing or throat tickling, I'm like, ah! I'm highlighting a lot of things that are going to really come into play in the next video. And then I'm going to emphasize her breasts. Even zombies love to have their bosoms emphasized. I don't want to get too detailed because it won't be a focal point. Her zombiness will be all the focal point that she needs. If she were a different kind of zombie, I would really get into the breasts. I'm doing the collarbone highlighting and just smoothing that out. Nice and pretty. I just love when the camera goes blurry. Going to add more layers to the nose. It really defines your doll. Gives it more personality and depth and changes the look of the doll. I'm adding some highlights and lightening up some of that yellow. It's all about layers and blending. So, getting back to zombies, I've really loved them ever since I first saw Night of the Living Dead with my mother. And I just find them, the special effects are just fascinating to me. The whole premise of zombies is fascinating to me. And that's why I like making them. I'm very nostalgic with it. Now I'm going over this line again with burnt sienna. And I don't use red because if you've ever left out hamburger meat overnight, like I have, and that's where I got the idea for the color, it isn't red. It turns, you know, this brownish color. And this is a zombie, a Walking Dead decaying zombie. So she's going to have that look, especially on an open wound. And again, it just gives it a pop, more depth, more fantastical realism. Doing zombies for me is very cathartic. It helps me to stay present in the present moment. And I really like that. Now I'm touching this up with some violet. It's more of a brighter violet, like a fuchsia. And this just adds more dimension, more interesting aesthetic feel to it. And the camera loves it. It'll pick it up too when you take pictures of it. Blending that bruise. So, guys, what is your favorite zombie movie? Do you like zombies? I'd have to say I love the Walking Dead series. I find the artistry just beautiful. Comment below and let me know what your favorite zombies are, what series, what movie, what really got you into zombies. Now I'm doing the sockets of the eye to make them look more sunk in, and now I'm going over what I've done with that push pull down method with yellow. It just really blends the burnt sienna and the violet in, and it's just giving it more pop. She was supposed to be a simple zombie, but apparently I don't know simple when it comes to zombies. I just gotta go there. One day I will get a simple zombie. I really will. One day I will. But I just love it so much that I let the doll speak to me and let me know what she wants to be. And apparently she did not want to be simple. She's a little extra. And I'm taking more smudge stick and really getting into the corners. Doing the sides of the corners of the mouth like this on a zombie, it just gives it a more creepy look, a more, you know, that not just undead, but it's just very creepy. It gives you this uneasy feeling, but it also looks beautiful at the same time, and that's the goal. I want to emphasize her lips, but also emphasize she is the living dead. I like to do around her nose in the same color. In the future videos, I will be doing more zombies with different techniques, with different tools, different mediums that I've used over the years, and things that I want to experiment with as well. And I'm really excited to share all of those with you. Right now I'm shading her temple area because on a zombie it will be very bruised. A tremendous amount of blood vessels is in this area. I'm doing her ears and her beautiful jaw. See how it just makes that pop? I love contouring dolls. I don't do it myself. I'm an eyeliner, lipstick girl. I've seen tutorials on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm like, I just don't have the time for that or the patience. I'm just going to throw on what I have on, and that's what I have. I admire people that can do it because I just have no patience. But I can do a doll. And more layering on this nose, really bringing it out. Because the reason why I'm really emphasizing her nose and her lips is because her eyes are going to be a focal point, and she's going to have the decay. So I don't really want to get anything lost on her face. I really want everything to be merged and come together. I want everything to just look picture perfect. And it just adds dimension, especially when those eyes are done. It'll help just make the eyes pop. She has a great amount of decay, and I don't want that to be the main focal point. I want you to look at her and think, wow, she's got beautiful lips, or wow, she's got really interesting eyes, or creepy eyes, or beautifully creepy eyes. I don't want you to just see decay and wounds. I want you to see the whole picture, and making something dark and creepy just interestingly appealing to you. And I think right here I'm actually happy with her nose. And I use the big brush that you see just to blend everything, just to sweep over. And Q-tips are a doll artist's best friend. I can't do doll art without them. Now I'm going to go over the eyes in a magenta pan pastel, and one eye is going to be a lot more bruised and darker shadowed than the other, even though she does have the dead eye look in both. One's going to be a little more bruised than the other. The one on the left is going to be really bruised because that's where her wounding is the most. And she's also going to have one of those zombie dead, pale shadow eyes. She'll have a regular eye on this side, on the right side. It just adds to that, creepy zombie look that I love, actually. And I'm just blending in the eyes here. And after this, I will spray it. And if there's anything that I need to add to it, I will do it on the next video. But I'm pretty sure that after I spray, it'll look really nice. It'll all even out. If it doesn't, you'll see in the next video. What I'm going to do now is a technique that I like to do. I actually do use a red here, and I mix it with yellow. And I do the pull down method to make her cheekbones kind of sink in and look a little more gaunt, and her jawline pop out as well. And then I take a highlighter and do her cheekbone. Well, apparently I'm going to be fixing highlight on the bruise. And now I'm going to do the other side. Just pull down, it just helps. It gives it that gaunt look. Like her face has lost some of that beautiful fat collagen that we all love. Poor girl. Now I'm highlighting certain areas that'll emphasize that gaunt zombie structure. I really tried to make this doll simple, but this is actually as simple as I've ever made one before. And you want her normal side to have a little more highlight than the other. What I'm going to do now is another technique that I have. It's called mottling, M-O-T-T-L-I-N-G. and it's where I take some pan pastel in burnt sienna and magenta mixed up, and I wet it, very little bit of water. I don't want it to be runny in any way. I just want to have enough to stamp it on there, and then I can smooth it. And what this creates is it looks like little hemorrhages coming up from the skin, and it lays a beautiful foundation for the veining that I'm going to do to separate the decay and the non-decayed skin. And that way I can just kind of tie it all together, almost like stitches. It looks almost like that, but I'm using the modeling to show the hemorrhaging, you know, capillaries busting in the face, her skin dying. And then the other end of the toothpick just kind of smooths out what I need. I really hope you join me in the next video, because I'll be doing the repaint. I'll be doing veining, all kinds of different techniques, that zombie eye, a lot of zombie effects with acrylic paint. So be sure you do not miss that video. And the one way you can do that is if you click like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. That way you can be alerted when I do post that new video and get to see this girl really become a living dead girl. I'm adding more ... where I feel it needs to be. You can get real creative with this yourself. And I think I'm going to go over the upper lips with some yellow. And I didn't get it on camera because I'm pulling the doll towards me. I was on a roll. I didn't really even think about the camera being there anymore. I'll get better, you guys. Sorry about it. But I'm just using that yellow and a toothpick with cotton on it. Thank you guys for joining me. See you next video.